Mole. Understanding the concept of mole. Now, before I get into this, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen that, you must be all carrying some form of coins, right? Let's say, for example, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 coins, okay, which is of rupee 1 each. Now, if I tell you to tell me what is the value of these coins, it's easy for you, right? You can just count all these number of coins and tell me that the total value is rupees 10. But let's say, for example, I give you a huge dump of coins which has lakhs or actually millions of coins. And then I tell you to please count these coins and tell me what is the value. You will say, what the hell? I mean, you might just go mad, right? An easier way which people find out for this was that they said, okay, let me get all the coins for a particular denomination. And this happens more so in the case of banks. I mean, not now because the coins are not that very prevalent. But what they do in bank is to find out how much is the value of the coin. They find out what is the weight, or let's say the mass of one coin, right? Then they put together all the coins of the same denomination, okay? Right? Let's say there were 100,000 coins, okay? And the mass of all these coins taken together was 2,000 kgs, right? If you know that the mass of one coin, okay, is equal to 20 grams, right? You can easily find out what is the total number of coins, right? I told you this number beforehand, but let's say, for example, you have 2000 kgs, or simply, if I just put 30 more, this much grams, you divide it by the weight of one coin, right? And simply, you will come to know that you had 100,000 coins. And if the one coin is worth rupees 1 each, you know that the value is 100,000. You must be wondering, why am I explaining this to you? Similar to this, when we talk about the atoms, okay, there are millions and millions and millions and millions of atoms, or maybe thousands and hundreds of atoms which could be there in a particular commodity, right? If I tell you to find out the value or the number of atoms here, and this is equally applicable for molecules as well. If I tell you to find out the number of atoms here, you will say, literally, I'll go mad. Just similar to the situation where you had these coins over here, right? Now, the scientists, through experiments, have found out that a gram atomic mass contains 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms, right? So what this means is that if you are talking about the gram atomic mass of, let's say, oxygen, which we took in our previous example, which was 16 grams, right? So this basically means that 16 gram of oxygen is equal to 1 mole of oxygen atom, right? Now, what does this mole stands for? This mole basically is nothing, but it is a group or a collection. Mole is a group stroke collection of 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of a substance. Now, this can be atoms, this can be molecules, this can be ions. So if we say 1 mole of oxygen atom, right, this is equal to how much? This is equal to 16 grams. Whereas if we talk of 1 mole of oxygen molecule, this is equal to 32 grams. So the mole is nothing, but it's a collection of this many number of a particular particle, which could be atom, oxygen, molecule or ions. So when we take 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of oxygen, we say this is equal to 1 mole of oxygen. When we say 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of oxygen, we say this is 1 mole of oxygen molecule. So mole is nothing, it's just kind of a link between the number of atoms or molecules and the mass of the atom or molecule. This particular number that we are talking about again and again is known as Avogadro number. Right? I hope you had a good time understanding this. In case there are any clarifications, you can just write it down. To recapitulate, mole is nothing, but it's just kind of a collection of a defined number of atoms or molecules, and it basically tries to link the mass of an atom or a molecule with the number of atoms. So if, let's say for example, this has a mass of 32 gram, let's say this is filled with oxygen, okay, and it has a mass of 32 grams, right? We know that 1 mole of oxygen has how many grams? It has 16 grams, right? So this contains how many moles of oxygen? It contains 32 divided by 16, or 2 moles of oxygen, right? I hope this point is clear. Thank you for being with us today.